बोले गणपति भगवान की जय। भवानी शंकर भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय। श्री गुरुदेवेभ्यो नमः। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपितजम्बो फलचारुभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पाद पंकजम्। सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबिके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। आशुतोष शशांक शेखर चंद्रमौलि चिदंबरा कोटि कोटि प्रणाम शंभो कोटि नमन दिगंबरा कोटि नमन दिगंबरा। आशुतोष शशांक शेखर चंद्रमौलि चिदंबरा कोटि कोटि प्रणाम शंभो कोटि नमन दिगंबरा कोटि नमन दिगंबरा। निर्विकारो कार्य अविनाशी तुम्ही देवादिदेव जगत सरचत प्रलय करता शिवम सत्यम सुंदरम शिवम सत्यम सुंदरम। निरंकार स्वरूप कालेश्वर महायोगेश्वरा दयानिधि दानीश्वरा जय जटाधर जय भयंकरा जटाधर जय भयंकरा। शूलपालि त्रिशूलधारी और घरी पाखंभरी जय महेश त्रिलोचनायक विश्वनाथ विशंभरा विश्वनाथ विशंभरा। ओम नमः शिवाय 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 ओम नमः शिवाय। Chant with me everyone. मनोबुद्धहंकार चित्तानि नाहं न चाश्रोट जिह्वे न चाघ्राण नेत्रे न चाव्योम भूमिर् न तेजो न वायो चिदानन्दरूपा शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपा शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं। बोलो उमापति महादेव की जय। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार बरनो रघुवर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहो मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर।
रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमत निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन वरण विराज सुबेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा। हाथ भद्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। तीव्र रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाए। रघुपति की नहीं बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिया भरत संभाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे हस कहि श्रीमति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा नारद सारद सहित अहीशा। यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु वीरों ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका विधि मुख माहि जल्दी लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम तुम्हारे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आप हाथ बेगावे, भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे, नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा, संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे, सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, इनके काज सकल तुम साजा, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, तासु अमित जीवन फल पावे, चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा, है पर सिद्धि जगत जियारा, साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे, अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा, तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चित्त न डरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि, संकट कटे बीते सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा, जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई, जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट निबंधि महासुख होई, जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा।
पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय में बसहूँ सुरभूप सिया, भज रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम प्रभु। बोले पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, सिया भज रामचंद्र की जय। My pranam to all of you on behalf of Bhavani Shankar Mandir and all our volunteers, our priests, and everyone else who has, of course, an intent and who always serves of our temple. Welcome to Shanti Satsangh. It is a pleasure to be with you today again. So many nights of consecutive darshan, blessings, and blissfulness in Satsangh. I always say, my friends, every night almost, that Satsang delivers us from the wrath of life. It elevates us from the injustices of the world. And even if it is for 2 hours, we know that 22 hours, if we torture ourselves, you know what, we'll spend a few hours in prayers and in Satsang. Welcome to all of you viewing from so many parts of the world. And of course, those of you on YouTube as well. We have quite a number of people now who are viewing on YouTube. Bhagwan's blessings on all of you, and all of you loving people on Facebook. My friends, it's a beautiful Thursday afternoon. We're going to have an amazing discussion this afternoon. A really amazing discussion. This evening, I want to talk about sanskars. Sanskars, the pathway that prepares us to become a full-fledged, working, able person in this life. Just like we have a foundation for everything that we do, sanskars similarly are the foundation for our life. So we'll get into that this evening, and we will do a lot of talking because this is a discussion, and I'd like your sanskars. We don't talk about it a lot. You know, we make references in the kathas, sometimes in Ramayana, sometimes in Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran. Some sanskars are there, and because of short time and because of long kathas, we have to just bypass it. Today, there's no bypass. You're not going to have a bypass today. You're going to have the full works today. Most of what you need to know about sanskars will be talked about today. And we will provide a lot of clarity. You know, it is not just about shaving your head and rubbing dye when you get married, and then doing Janeo Sanskar and then having Kangan the next day. It's not about that. It's much more than that. It is understanding the deep-rooted meaning and purpose behind sanskars. And that is what we're going to talk about today. So if I can just ask all of you to just, where you are in your video, if you can just share your link on Facebook and YouTube as well, so that others can come on and they can share this really beautiful discussion we're going to have today. And after our satsang today, we're going to talk a little bit about preparations for our July 1st celebration, because I'm so excited. People are starting to send me their posters of what they made, so much glitters inside. And we have bought materials, the kids bought materials as well to make their own posters. I'm making my own, you know, so we're all going to have fun on July 1st at 6 p.m. in the lands of Bhavani Shankar Mandir. We'll talk a little bit about that. Then we'll talk about some upcoming activities for the temple and how you can get involved. We will start off with bhajan from Bhumika, as we do every evening. And we will, of course, take the program from there. People are asking if they can make their own poster from where they live, whether you're in New York or Florida or Guyana. Of course you can. You can do your poster, you can take a picture and send it to us, and we'll post it up live as well on the day of Shanti Satsangh. So no worries at all. Let's celebrate together and let's continue this movement, I call it, this beautiful movement of bhakti. Bhakti is very strong because it moves. Just like the Ganga Jal, the Ganga water, it is very pure and it is very strong because it moves. When bhakti is stagnant, when it is not moving, then there is a possibility of rust. Bhakti needs to be a movement. So let us move and let us share this vibration with everyone that we know. So bring everyone on. Let's talk about this tonight. Let's share the videos and let's go now to Bhumika for a beautiful bhajan.
सागर तट पर बैठ अकेला रटता तेरा नाम। सागर तट पर बैठ अकेला रटता तेरा नाम। कब आएगा तू गिरधारी, देर हुई घनश्याम। सागर तट पर बैठ अकेला रे। करता पल पल तेरा वंदन, युग युग का प्यासा मेरा मन। करता पल पल तेरा वंदन, युग युग का प्यासा मेरा मन। कर दे अब स्वीकार मुरारी, तू ये मेरा प्रणाम। कब आएगा तू गिरधारी, देर हुई अपना एक सहारा, चारों ओर घिरे अंधियारा, नाथ न अपना एक सहारा। सूदी पतवार पर के में नैया खोया, कब आएगा तू गिरधारी, देर हुई घनश्याम। सागर तट पर बैठ अकेला, रटता तेरा नाम। कब आएगा तू गिरधारी, देर हुई घनश्याम। कब आएगा तू गिरधारी, देर हुई घनश्याम।
A beautiful song, a very old song, Sagar Tat Par Bait Akela. And the gopis were sitting at the bank of the river Yamuna, Bait Akela, and they were sitting alone waiting for Kab aayega tu Giridhari. When are you going to come, O Giridhari? When are you going to come? In this life, when we keep someone waiting, that person gets agitated. The gopis, the more long they kept, Krishna kept them waiting, the more their love grew for him. And so, it's a very old, beautiful song, and so many meanings we can take from it. Now, friends, I present to you the Hindu sanskars. Sanskar. The word sanskar means a pathway or a rite. In our traditions, we find many things are being done. Some of them are traditions, some of them are customs, and in the most cases, at least in our time, there was not a lot of understanding behind what was done. And so things were done because someone passed it on to you. But although not a lot of understanding was there, it was done with a lot of sincerity, and people held on very strong to their sanskars. I think today that the more people are exposed to sanskaras, the more they expose to sanskaras, and the more they know the meaning about it, the more they know the significance about it, the more they will do, the more meaning they will do it with, right? Let's put sanskar here for a second. And let's talk about your puja activities. Now, I find so many times that naturally people don't know the reason behind putting a flower somewhere, putting, agarbatti, lighting the diya, and it's just a mechanical process. Put some flowers, just put it, wait for next day. Take some agarbatti, they wait for the next thing. But the minute you tell somebody that pushpam, or offering a flower, represents giving the single lotus of the heart to Bhagwan, they will do it with a lot more meaning. Thinking that I'm not offering as just a flower, but this flower means I'm offering my heart to beautify the Lord, because He lives there, right? People do things, I find it so many times, especially young people, they do things with a lot more meaning when they understand the meaning behind what they're doing. Sanskars are very rich. Sanskars are the primers of our life. Sanskars are the building blocks of a person's life. When they are done, and understood why they're being done, and when we help to support the sanskar, you just cannot do a sanskar or a particular rite or an event. You have to support it, right? You have to do the activities that support that sanskar. For example, it is like if somebody go to take a heart surgery, and you know this very well. They go for a heart surgery. The heart surgery is done. It doesn't mean that when they come out of the hospital, they're a brand new person. No, they have to do activities now to support that surgery, which means they have to eat certain foods, they have to rest, they have to exercise, or whatever they do. They have to do activities to support that surgery, because if you don't, what happens? The surgery is wasted, right? It is wasted. Similarly, for sanskars, when sanskars are done, there has to be supporting activities. Otherwise, the sanskars, my friends, are washed away. It means nothing. So, there are many sanskars. And they are broken down into 16 sanskars. Veda Vyas breaks it down into 16 main sanskars. 16, 1-6. And tells us that if these sanskars are done in order and the way it's supposed to, and then supported by our actions, then a human being becomes a divine being. We will just not just wake up and eat and go to work and sleep and wake up and press the repeat button. No. We will add a lot more flavor and beauty in this world when we observe sanskars, or when we become sanskaris, right? When we walk, we talk the way we were groomed. So let us examine these sanskars. The very first sanskar is called, and when I say sanskar, I mean the things that we do to bring someone into this world. And when they arrive into this world, that is not the end, my friends. The things that we must do as Hindus to bring someone into this world. And after they arrive in this world, the things that we do to, of course, make them full-fledged, high-performing human beings who will become divine. What are those activities? The first sanskar is called Garbhadan sanskar. First sanskar, Garbhadan sanskar. And this is done, of course, even before conception happens. This is done before conception happens. Because the body, the body is what really generates. The body is a very unique thing. It generates another human being and brings it to the world. Before that conception process happens, Garbhadan sanskar is done. Garbhadan sanskar is a ritual, it's a havan sacrifice that is done. A havan that is done by someone who knows how to do it, to ask the Lord to make this body a divine place so that it will house another body, right? You're going to put one person inside this body to bring him into the world. You must condition it, you must prepare it. You must get Bhagwan's permission. You must get the blessings of God before we do that. It's a very unique process. Let me take you to Ramayana. Ramayana, what happened there? In Ramcharitmanas, there was King Dashrath. Raja Dashrath, ek baar bhupati manamani, bhay galani more sutanahi. Guru grah gaye, Turat Mahipala, Charana Lagi Kari, Binay Bisala. One day, King Dashrath, when he was, getting into age, King Dashrath went into the mirror and he looked in and he saw his gray hair. He saw his gray hair. And he got worried because he had no sons. He had no sons, and the gray hair was an indication that he was getting old. Now, long ago, people used to get gray. Now, people don't get gray anymore because, long ago, they used to be stressed and so on. You understand? Long ago, they used to be stressed and all this work, and nowadays, people don't get gray because things are different. You understand? He looked, and it was an indication that he's getting old. So, he did not have anyone to take over his kingdom or to carry on his lineage. So he had to start a family. But before he does that, what does he do? He goes to the Guru and he tells the Guru what his desire was. कि राम सिया राम जय जय राम, 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 राम सिया राम जय जय राम। निज दुख सुख सब गुरहि सुनाए, निज दुख सुख सब गुरहि सुनाए हूँ, कही वशिष्ठ बहु विधि सुनाए, राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम। धरहु धीर होई हहि सुतचारी, त्रिभुवन विदित भगत भयहारी, राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम। ओ श्रृंगी ऋषि वशिष्ठ बुलावा, श्रृंगी ऋषि वशिष्ठ बुलावा, पुत्र काम शुभ यज्ञ करावा, राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम। I spoke in great deal about last night about the Guru. I would not go into that again tonight. We have established that the Guru is not just someone who you christen with. The Guru is a member of the family. The Guru is a pillar of the family. The Guru provides guidance. The Guru guides. Anyways, he went to the Guru and Nij dukh sukh sab gurahi sunaye, kahi vasishta bahubidhi samujhaye. He went to Guru Vasishta and he told him exactly what the problem was. He did not have any children. And Guru Vasishta knew the sanskaras. He's a guru. He knows the procedure. He knows the process. So, Guru Vasishta, he says, don't worry, my son. You will have, don't worry, my son, you will have 4 champion among men as children. You will have 4 champion among men as children. But bringing them into this world requires some sacrifice. It's a process to bring someone into this world. Friends, you just don't mix flour with yeast and whatever it is that you mix with and you eat it like that. No, you don't do that. You have to, buy it. You have to line up for it. You have to buy it. You have to mix it all together, put it in the oven. And, it's a process. Guru Vasishta Ji explains, children cannot be brought like this. You will have 4 champion among men, but there is a process. What did he do? Sringi Rishahi Vasishta Bulava, Putra Kam Subh Yajna Karava. The Guru of the family, Guru Vasishta, called a young Rishi named Sringi Rishi. Sringi Rishi was very talented. Sringi Rishi was the one in the Bhagavad Puran whose his father was meditating and Raja Parikshit put the death snake around his neck. Sringi Rishi was the one who was responsible for Parikshit's demise. And the Bhagavatam, of course, but it's another story. Sringi Rishi was very skilled in Havan Yajna, in the rituals. Havan Yajna, my friends, no puja is completed without Havan. This coming Sunday would have been our annual outdoor Havan. This coming Sunday, where we usually have 108 families sit together under a big tent and they perform their Havan. Unfortunately, we can't have that because our tent last year was broken into pieces. And since COVID started, we didn't go out and get one. It's a big project to buy a tent. It's very expensive. I won't even go into that tonight. But tonight, but this year, people are not even going to come out because they're going to line up at the other stores for stuff, but they will not line up at the temple. But what happens on a yearly basis? We invite the public to come out, 108 families, to sit and perform Havan. Havan is a requirement for puja. Puja is not complete without Havan. Why do we do Havan, my friends? Havan is the physical way of offering something to the deities. Burnt offerings is not only a Hindu activity. It is there in other faiths as well. And I don't want to talk about that tonight. In the Christian faith, there is burnt offerings in the Bible. Those of you who have read it. not Hinduism alone. But we are the originators, of course, of this universe. Havan. And what happens in a puja? You do Ganpati puja, you do Kalash puja, Navgrahadev puja, Ishtadev puja, and so on. And when you finish all the pujas, there's a little pravachan, and there is some, satsang, kirtan, and so on. And then you do Havan. Havan is when you're literally feeding the deities. It is when you take your hands and literally feed the deities. And I've talked to you so many times about how you do this, right? When you feed, when you do Havan, you literally take your hand, and these three fingers, the last three fingers put together, they represent the three gunas. These last three fingers, they are put together like this. This pointy finger is not involved in the process. He stays apart. He's a point man. It represents you. And what you do, you take your thumb and you take the samagri and you feed it. When we were little, our parents used to say, "Buy cho samagri like you feed one baby." Yeah, cho samagri like you feed one child, like you feed one baby. Not you feed one pork, like you feed one baby. And that's how you had to do it. You have to do it with bhav, right? Or else they'll tell you. But that's what it was. Use these three fingers. The thumb represents Ishwar or Bhagwan. And through the Lord, of course, the gunas, it goes into the fire. Anyways, that's how you do it, mechanically, like this. When you do Archana as well, that's how you do Archana. You take the flowers and you throw it like this. Point man is not involved in the process. He's too pointy. So, Shringi Rishi Vashishta Bulaya. Guru Vashisht caused Shringi Rishi to do this Havan. This is called Garbhadan Sanskar, the first Sanskar that is to be done. There's no conception happens as yet. Shringi Rishi came to do the Havan, my friends. And what was the Havan called? Putra Kama Subhayagya Karava. Putra Kama Subhayagya Karava. It is a yagya, it's a Havan done to bring a child into this world. Specifically done. When we do pujas at your home and so on, that is called Sarvadeva Havan. Sarvadeva Havan. It means all the deities, Navgraha, Surya, Chandrama, Mangal, Buddha, and so on. You do Havan for all of them. Sarvadeva Havan. Then for different reasons, you do different Havan. If you, like for a temple, for example, when you're running a temple, these things we have to do. Because you can't just build the four walls and expect it for light to be on there all the time, right? At certain time when there is an imbalance in the temple, we have to do Mrityunjaya Havan, Mahamrityunjaya Havan. Or Rudra Havan, we have to do Bhagwan Rudra Havan to, ward off all kind of negativity. You think of one thing we have to do there? To Rudra Havan to ward off any form of low energy negativity, because, in a positive environment, negativity will prevail sometimes. Then, we do Ma Lalita Sahasranam Havan, Lalita Havan, or Shri Suktam Havan to Mahalakshmi, Mahalalita Devi, to ask her to let us prosper as a community and let our community prosper as well. So when we call people to do Havan, it is not just that we don't have anything to do or we want a donation or whatever it is. No. When we call people every year to come do Havan at the temple, we call you to be part of a growing process, for you to grow. Someone called and said, "Panditji, you should do a virtual Havan this Sunday." I'm thinking about it because it will require a little bit of setup, but I'm thinking about it. There's nothing wrong. Not a lot of work on our side for sure. But a virtual Havan, I think, will be good if you're up for it. There's no charge for it. You can, there's no price I will fix for it. Usually we call 108 people and they will donate. I wouldn't ask that of you because you're already committing to my July 1st project. But I think that this is me. This is Bhavani Shankar Mandir, right? We want to give you an opportunity to be part of something. Tomorrow we'll update you on that. Shringi Rishi came and he did Garbhadan Sanskar, Putrakam, Subhayagya Karava. Do you know when Shringi Rishi was doing the Havan, my friends? He came and he was performing the puja. Do you know what was happening? Raja Dashrath, Valmiki ji wrote that Raja Dashrath was not offering the samagri in the Havan Kund. No. Because Raja Dashrath was, although he is Dashrath, has the power of 10 chariots and the controller, the master of his 10 senses, he was not pure enough to do that Havan. Shringi Rishi was doing the Havan for him, and Raja Dashrath was in prayers. That is how things were done those times. The kings would sit like this, and the gurus would offer the samagri inside. After that was done, my friends, Jo Vashishta Kucha Hriday Vichara Sakala Kajubha Siddha Tumhara. The Agni Bhagwan appeared out of the fire. Agni Bhagwan appeared out of the fire with a bowl of kheer. A whole bowl of kheer. When you're doing Havan, the most auspicious thing you can offer in the fire, along with your samagri. And I have a video on my YouTube, of course, site to tell you how to prepare your own samagri. You don't have to necessarily buy samagri. You can prepare your own. You can recycle your flowers. You can recycle your pan leaf, your suparis, pong them up together. There's a way to do it, and you can offer it, because those things that you offer to Bhagwan, the malas, the flowers and everything, don't throw them away. No. Put them in a big tray. Look at the video. Put them in a big tray and let it dry. Sprinkle some camphor in it and so on. I offered a little bit of guidance there, and you will see how it will smell nice. Those things are very energized. You do use it for Havan. You use it for Havan. When the Havan was done for this Garbhadan Sanskar, Agni Bhagwan appeared out of the Havan Kund, and he held a bowl of kheer, and he gave it to the queens, of course, distributed it to the queens. They consumed the prasad, my friends. They consumed the prasad. They became pregnant. That's the first sanskar. Remember, bringing a child into this world is not only a physical activity. The queens became pregnant, and Ramayana, of course, describes that sanskar. Then, after Garbhadan sanskar, what happens? Pregnancy happened. The second sanskar is called Pumsavan sanskar. Pumsavan sanskar. Pumsavan is a composite word, you know. It is made up of two things. Pumsavan. Pumsavan. Pumsa means to grind, no? To grind or to move. And this sanskar is usually done in the 3rd or the 4th month. It is not a popular sanskar. It is done in the 3rd or the 4th month of pregnancy. Why is it done on the 3rd or the 4th month of the pregnancy? Pumsavan means the moving, no? It means literally mean moving. That is when you do the sanskar. You know, these days, I think we are grown up and we understand these things. The news of pregnancy is only given after 3 months of pregnancy. The news of pregnancy is only given after 3 months. And so what happens? Pumsavan sanskar is done at that time. At about that time, the 3rd or the 4th month, where as the child begins to move now, the scriptures describes it. This literally means the quickening of a soul, and is usually translated as protecting that fetus. It is a rite of passage observed when the pregnancy begins to show, typically in the 3rd month, and usually before the fetus usually starts to grow. The ceremony, of course, celebrates the rite of developing that child and protecting that child in the womb of the mother, marking the stage where the baby begins to kick. It marks that stage where the baby begins to kick. And what happens? It's a milestone as well for the baby's development. Pumsavan sanskar. The pregnancy is called, and a particular havan is done There, it's described how the Havan is done, my friends. And so that's done on the third, fourth month. In the third trimester of pregnancy, the third sanskar is done. Third trimester means 7th month, 8th month, you know. So the third sanskar is done. This is called Simantoya sanskar. Simantoya sanskar, it is observed, of course, to bring relaxation to the mother. And Pranajji is called again, and what happened? These ceremonies are not big Jandi ceremonies, by the way. You just don't invite the whole village or the whole community to come out. They are very family-oriented, private ceremonies. Usually the couple or with their parents alone are there and they perform these ceremonies. What happens here now in the Simantoya Sanskar ceremony? In the third trimester, the Pranajji come, the husband and wife, they sit together. And by the way, these ceremonies can only be performed if you were married under the Hindu rites. It is just a process, my friends, designed to create some order in our society. The husband and wife sits together and they do Havan and pujas and so on. Very detailed. And at the end of it all, what happens? The husband takes a brush or a comb and he goes behind his dulahin and he combs the hair of the girl. He combs the hair or brush the hair of the girl, and she would have a mirror in her hand. Or in the old times, they used to put their hands like this, right? She'd have a mirror in her hand. And as he's combing the hair, she feels a sense of relaxation. She feels a sense of relaxation. And that relaxation, that sense of relaxation, when the mother is relaxed, you know, when the mother is relaxed, the baby experiences that relaxation. Remember, this is done in the last 3 months of the pregnancy. The child is preparing now to come out. The child is preparing for its entry into the world. And so how that is going to be done, the child has to be relaxed, because a relaxed mother, not only physically but mentally, a relaxed mother and a relaxed father gives you a very gentle child. A very hypered mother and father gives you a very hyper child, right? It's, you know that stuff, I don't have to tell you that. And so the husband combs the hair of the dulahin, and this is practiced nightly actually. Before they go to sleep, he brushes the hair. And so what happens? We wait now for the birth of the child. Now Vrinda is going to sing one bhajan. And when we come back, we will talk after the child is born. In fact, before the child is born, there are some preparations that are going to occur. We'll talk about that so that we can be educated, my friends. This video will be posted and left on Facebook, so you can share it along with everyone to understand that bringing a child is not buying groceries. It is a process. And we'll talk about that when we come back. Vrinda.
सवरिया ले चल परली पर सवरिया ले चल परली पर कन्हैया ले चल परली पर कन्हैया ले चल परली पर जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी अलबेली सरकार सवरिया ले चल परली पर सवरिया ले चल परली पर गुण अवगुण सब तेरे अर्पण गुण अवगुण सब तेरे अर्पण पाप पुण्य सब तेरे अर्पण पाप पुण्य सब तेरे अर्पण मैं तेरे चरणों की दासी मैं तेरे चरणों की दासी मेरे प्राण आधार सवरिया ले चल परली पर सवरिया ले चल परली पर कन्हैया रवावेती हूँ। सावरिया में तेरी रागनी, सावरिया में तेरी रागनी, तू मेरा मनहार। सावरिया ने जल पर दीपार, सावरिया ने जल पर दीपार, कन्हैया ने जल पर दीपार, कन्हैया ने जल पर दीपार। जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी, अलवेली सरकार। सावरिया ने जल पर दीपार, सावरिया ने जल पर दीपार, कन्हैया 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 ने जल पर दीपार।
The child now takes birth, and after the child takes birth, the first postnatal sanskar that is done is something that's called Jat Karma Sanskar. Sanskars, my friends, I want you to understand that many of you have had your children already, and I'm sure, as you were saying here, you wish you had known this before, and that's fine. But the thing is, it's for, we have many youngsters watching this program as well, and our Hindu youths today, they add a lot of value to our dharma, or they see a lot of value to our dharma rather, when they truly understand the deeper meanings behind everything that we do. The time that we live in is not our time when we grow up. Somebody tells you to do something, you just do it. You get it done. You may or may not understand why you do it, but you get it done. Today, and I agree with the youngsters of today, they want to learn a little bit more. They want to understand a little bit more deeper, and that's fine. This science, this order, this way our dharma, our culture, our tradition, call it whatever you may want to call it today, has set up this whole process to bring a child into this world. It's very unique. It's very unique. The child has come into the world after the preparatory sanskar, the 3 sanskars have been done. And Jata Karma Sanskar, the child is born now. What happened? Jata Karma Sanskar is done. Jata Karma literally means brought into existence. Now you have to imagine this baby was in a little place for 9 months. All his world was in a little place for 9 months. What were you doing at that time in 9 months, my friends? What were we Kayadu? Remember Kayadu, Mata Kayadu? She was the mother of Prahaladi. When she was pregnant with Prahaladi, Naraji took her. Naraji took her away. And what happens? The teachings of our dharma was given to her. And that is why when Prahaladi Maharaj came into this world, he did not require any teachings. He knew, what was right. He knew what was wrong. When everybody was saying, including his father, that everyone is God, Prahaladi Maharaj understood deeper that Narayan Bhagwan is Prabhu. Raja Parikshit mentions of him in the Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran. When the astra, the weapon was discharged to come to hit his mother, Bhagwan Sri Narayan came into the womb of Uttara Devi. Bhagwan Sri Narayan came into the womb of Uttara Devi and became a barrier, a protective shield between that weapon and Mata Uttara. When Parikshit Maharaj came out, my friends, and he was listening to Bhagavat, this was not the first time he was introduced to Narayan Bhagwan. Parikshit already saw Narayan Bhagwan in the womb of his mother. Our introduction to God is not only when our parents introduce us physically or when our guru introduces us physically. No. Our introduction to God, our introduction to Bhagwan has to be done when we are in the womb of our mothers. That is when the introduction is made. The baby now comes into the world. The baby is new to the space. The baby is used to a very small world. But the baby comes now, and the purification ceremony has to happen. When we read Bhagavad Katha, and by the way, our Bhagavad Katha in August is on schedule Tomorrow we'll talk about that as well. We will do it indoors. When we do Srimad Bhagavad Katha, Srimad Bhagavatam talks about the postnatal ceremonies when Sri Krishna Bhagavan, my friends, was born. What happened, how they name him, who came and they name him, where was he named. Today the name is given over text. You got to give Namkaran over text and so on. Where was he named? Who came and named him? What ceremonies were done? No? Nanda Baba you got to listen to how many cows he gave away in Dan, what Pitra Shrad was done. These are called our sanskars. Jatakarma sanskars literally mean brought into existence. This is the fourth sanskar. And the first one after a child comes into the home. And during a traditional Jatakarma sanskar, the father, of course, welcomed the baby by touching the baby's lips with honey and ghee. That's for purification before, it's a science, but it's our tradition as well. Honey and ghee are mixed together, touches the lips for purification, right? We were told that to clean the child's mouth, we'll take honey because it's a cleansing agent. Remember that? Well, that came from Jatakarma sanskar, where the father takes the honey and the ghee and cleanses the mouth of the child to purify that child and to ensure that his or her entry into this world, is a healthy one. And of course, there's puja, there's Vedic hymns that are chanted there. This is mentioned, all of this is mentioned in the text called the Griha Sutras. And this process is called Medha Janan, to initiate the baby mind and the intellect. To initiate the baby's mind and intellect, my friends, into a process called our dharma. Our dharma. We are very unique, If a child takes birth and you just leave that child, without attending to it, the child may not survive. A puppy will take birth on the road, and if you don't attend to it, the puppy will survive. They'll find anything and eat it. But a child requires grooming. The child requires guidance. And most importantly, the child requires an introduction to Paramatma. What happens then after Jatakarma sanskar is done, my friends? The purification ceremony. There is the Namkaran sanskar. Namkaran sanskar is the naming ceremony of the baby. And the naming ceremony of a baby should not be done unless 11 days have passed. In some traditions, in the Vaishnava tradition, in our Hindu dharma, they don't name a baby until 21 days after. Most people, others practice 11 days after. However, today a parent is anxious to know the name of the child. Or if I may tell you, my friends, the thing that you should never do, all the young people who are watching here tonight, I'm sure you have aspirations to have children. Never ever pre-select a name for your child. Please don't do this. This is not our tradition, right? To pre-select a name for a child. That is completely ignoring all that our ancestors have worked for and for what our dharma has provided for us. We have a process to follow. It makes sense. And there is a purpose behind this sensible process. So please don't name your child before they were born. That's not our tradition. And please, as much as we have accepted Western principles, we should not degrade our dharma by doing these things. It doesn't make sense, right? A lot of things can happen between that and taking birth, if you know what I'm saying. And are you gonna live to grieve and to regret why that my little... No. Don't worry about those stuff. Namkaran sanskar comes in now. 11 days must pass, because why? 11 days represents the impurity, physical impurity of that child. The Vaishnava traditions, 21 days. It doesn't matter, I go with the flow. So the child, sometimes the name is given and is known by the parent alone, but they will only reveal it after the 11-day period or the 21-day period. I know a lot of young people in our community now, a lot of my chelas, and so they are following these things to the T. They do a lot of these practices. You know the name, but you don't reveal it. And there is a reason behind that. The name, when it is applied to the child in an impure state, the name itself doesn't carry the Shakti. Now, how is a name given? The name is, this is another thing, and I hope it doesn't upset people, but our name is very scientific. When a person is born, they are born in a particular, whatever time you're born in the day, the Panditjis open the Panchang, and they look at the beginning of the Prahar and the end of the Prahar. Prahar means a day is divided into 4 quarters. And dependent on which quarter of the day the child is born, that quarter generates a syllable. And that syllable is given, it's usually 1 syllable. Sometimes if the syllable is very difficult to create a name, you go the Rashi. So there's a Nachatra and there's a Rashi. The Rashi has a little bit more syllables, you can, but it's all effective. That syllable is given to the parent then gives the name to the child. I want to beg all of you young people again, or even the grown people who are going to guide these young people. If you're a Hindu, please give your child a Hindu name. Please give your child a Hindu name. Today, my friends, at least in Canada, especially in Brampton where we live, teachers, leaders are learning how to pronounce our name because we are no longer a minority. This is not 30, 40, 50 years ago, my friends. This is now, where we are no longer a minority. We are a majority. If you live in Brampton, Mississauga, the GTA in Canada, you know what I'm talking about. And especially, of course, my brothers and sisters in New York and all those places, you know what I'm talking about. We're no longer minorities. So Christian names is not a requirement anymore for us. A Hindu name. Even if you're going to give the child a call name, even if the book name not come out, what you want to call them, give them a Hindu call name. A Hindu call name. But sometimes we bury the Hindu name at the middle, right? We bury the Hindu name at the middle. Whatever beautiful Hindu name is given, we bury it at the middle. That's the middle name. And the first name is the Christian name. The first name is the Christian name. And the middle name is the Hindu name. What has happened, right? 30 years ago, people had to do that in Canada. 20, 30 years ago, people had to do that in Canada because Canada was a very different place. Even other different parts of the world, as people migrated and they came here, they had to adapt to the culture here. I'm not defending anybody. I just understand how people live, right? I just understand the people's lives. So that time has passed. Whatever has passed, has passed. But going forward, we know how to correct ourselves. Our name is our identity. When your name is called, your Nachatra name, I have one name. My name is Hardat. That's it. I'm no Harry. I'm Hardat. That's it. My children, Bhuvan, he has one name, Bhuvan. Because he and his sister was born the same time, his sister named Bhumika. That's it. Vrinda name is Vrinda. That's it. That's all they have. Akash name is Akash. They don't have any other hidden name. One name they have. And Namkaran is given so that the syllable that you're born under, I was born under Punarvasu Nachatra, which is the Nachatra Bhagwan Ram was born under, Punarvasu Nachatra. So when somebody calls your name, you're connected to your planet. You feel the energies of your planet, right? Namkaran Sanskar is done then. Then afterward, what happens now? There's other sanskars that are happening. These are I wouldn't say insignificant sanskars. They are minor sanskars. We have the Anprashan Sanskar. Anprashan Sanskar. What is Anprashan? When the child is fed grains for the first time. That usually happens in about 4 to 6 months or so, depending on how the child matures and physical growth. Anprashan Sanskar. Recently, I did a few of this online, where the child, you couldn't go home, obviously, so we had to do Anprashan online. Annapurne Sadapurne Shankara Pranavallave, Mata Parvati is Ann. So before the rice goes into the body, we do some, many times I ask the parents to come to the children. We stand in front of Durga Ma, Parvati Mata. We do a little blessing over some grains or a little kheer, and some salt food, a little bit sweet as well. and then we feed the child here. It's not a very elaborate sanskar, anprashan. And then there is Chudakarna sanskar, where the shaving of the head happens. The shaving of the head is very important for our children. It's very important for our children, and it must be done as soon as the child's head, as the child's scalp becomes ready for shaving, not cutting. I say as soon as possible because what happens, as the child starts to grow, and especially if it's a girl baby, when the child gets into the 7th and 9th month, and all the pictures start take out, and the child gets a nice full head of hair, the parents are attached to the hair. They don't want to cut. Panaji, can we just cut the hair? No, you can cut it, but I won't come. You understand? Because there is no virtue in doing Chudakarna sanskar by cutting the hair. You have to shave it. You have to shave it. Why you have to shave it? These are very strong words. When you shave the head, my friends, you are getting rid of the birth hair. This hair, it was birth hair. It is impure. It stifles or suppresses the physical and the spiritual growth of a child. And so, as soon as possible, a shaving can happen, you have to shave the head. Our time, they used to do it 9 days. Shave the head on 9 days. Right? The babies were little. We used to call them water baby. Boone is laughing. We used to call them, when you want to describe a little baby, you call it water baby. I don't know why.
Is it because they're blue?
I don't know. They were little water baby, and you would shave their head and they're crying thing, but that's it. They cry, they're done. Right? But depending on how well the scalp is, they usually do it in odd months, like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Right? So go with the flow and see, as soon as possible when the scalp is hard enough, you shave the head. There is a process for that. There you have to get like the stem of the rose, you have to get the yogurt, you have to get the aloe and a whole bunch of things, and then you have to rub it. You just don't cut it anywhere, you have to cut different parts because the brain have different places. Different functions of the brain, the right side, left side do different things. You cut the right side for the left side, the back, the top, and then you go to shaving. The Panditji usually guide people, in that process. So that you have the shave head ceremony. Then we have the Karnaveda ceremony. Karnaveda means the ear piercing ceremony. I think last night I spoke about this as well. Hindu boys always wonder, why does Sri Ram wear earring? And why does Sri Krishna wear earring? And why can't they wear earrings? Well, boys, if you want to go through a process called Karnaveda, which means your ears will be pierced so that you will start learning the Vedas. It means this is a beginning process of learning the Vedas, Karnaveda sanskar. If you want to learn the Vedas, and only learn the Vedas, you're not going to interfere with the world, you're going to be dedicated to a process of learning, then you can bore your ears. But if you want to bore the ears as an excuse for fashion, you can do that without insulting the traditions. Right? You can do that without that. That's your right, that's your freedom. You're an individual, you're independent. Remember those words? You can do that kind of stuff, but if you want to truly honor the tradition of wearing the earrings, then you have to perform Karnaveda sanskar, and you have to live the life to support the sanskar. My words are usually sometimes very strong because our dharma requires that. Now, I'm a comedian too because I like to laugh and joke, and I make some really nice jokes, and when I make my jokes, sometimes you laugh till the belly busts and things like that, and we become best friends and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But this here requires strong language. It's nothing for us to mess around with, you understand? Because we didn't come with a manual. When you buy a machine, you buy, these days you buy a desk, a 4-foot desk on the top, they come with a manual. You understand? Everything comes with a manual except a human being. So what is the manual? This is the manual, right? Or Ramayana is the manual, or Bhagavatam is the manual, or Gita is the manual. Such a complex body, right? Such a complex body. such a unique body we've come with. Have we read the manual for this body? Have we read the manual for this body? Right? This is the manual we're going through. This is the process we're going through. And this is recorded. This is actually placed on our social media platforms for you to access it, for you to educate people, and to let them know that our religion is unique, it is organized, it makes sense, and yes, if we can use the word today, it is scientific as well. And it's all here, my friends. Then we have Upanayan Sanskar. Upanayan Sanskar, which Upanayana, or what we call today as Janeo Sanskar. A little bit of this is in the Ramayana, one line of it. Bhai Kumar jab hi sab bhrata, Deen Janev Guru Pitumata. Balkand of Ramayana. A line is mentioned there about the sanskar. Bhai Kumar jab hi sab bhrata. Bhai Kumar, when the boys became of age. Ramayana didn't say what age. Bhai Kumar, when they became of age, Deen Janev Guru Pitu Mata. The Guru, the mother and the father gave Janev. The word Janev is used there because Tulsidas used Avadi, which is our language, right? He gave the Janev Sanskar to the boys. What is that age? The age varies depending on the level of maturity. For example, I took my Janev when I was 9 years old. I took my Janev 9 years old. And I remember everything that happened in my Janev ceremony. The only thing we didn't have was a camera. The only thing we didn't have was a camera. I remember the village. It was a lot of people came, and even afterwards, they haven't witnessed a Janev ceremony in in a long time. And the people, my head was bald, and yes, my ears were pierced. When I told you this last night, my ears were pierced. Only for the ceremony. After that, we go to school, you can't wear earring there because people will tell you all kind of name and all kind of things. Anyways, my head was shaven, and I was 9 years old when I took Janeo Sanskar. And so the age of Janeo Sanskar, you can't take this, of course, when you have gone up above, the late teens and all that, because the process of Upanayana means opening of the eyes. Opening of the eyes. You can't take Upanayana when you're a grown adult or in later adult because your eye already open. You understand? Opening of the eyes. It's not the physical eyes, right? It's not literally the physical eyes, or you can say that too, but opening of the mind's eyes, of the eyes of the intellect, if you want to say that as well. And that is when the Guru is involved in the process. We call it Janeo Sanskar. Janeo is a very elaborate ceremony. Janeo is a very, very elaborate ceremony. And today it is done with a lot of preparation. There are 4 things that constitute Janeo and wedding ceremony. Nandi Shrad must be done. Satyanarayan Katha, Matikor, and of course the ceremony itself. When these 4 things happen, that process is completed, what we call Upanayan. Nandi Shrad is done to give thanks. People think that Shrad is done only when a person dies. No. Bhagavad Mahapuran tells us when Bhagwan Shri Krishna in Gokul, when he came, Nanda Baba did Nandi Shrad. He called all the priests on the day of the morning when they celebrated. On the day of, he called the Pandajis, and they did Nandi Shrad to give thanks to his ancestors for blessing him with a son. Shrad, there are different kind of Shrad. There's Varshik Shrad, there's Antyeshti Sanskar and so on. Different kind of Shrad. You can do Shrad for years and years after somebody passed away. There's Shrad also for celebration, right? Just like you do puja to Shivji, you physically cannot do that kind of puja to your ancestors. So Shrad, Nandi Shrad is designed for that, right? To give thanks to the ancestors in that way. Nandi Shrad must be done. Satyanarayan Ji Katha is done as well. Satyanarayan Ji Katha is the family puja. that brings family together to give thanks to Satyanarayan Bhagwan. He is the family god. Then Matikor is done to give thanks to Prithvi Mata, who is our mother, of course. Purification ceremony happens. Purification ceremony, the haldi is rubbed on the body, the hair is shaven, because when you take Janeo, you become a Dvij. When you take Upanayana, you become a Dvij. Dvij means a twice born. That is why the boys shave their hair when they take Janeo Sanskar. They shave their hair because they are taking a new birth, a spiritual birth, with a new parent, and that parent is their guru. Right? It's a very detailed process. There are so many things that happen in the Janeo Sanskar. The boy is given a stick of authority, Dandavat Pranam. He carries a deer skin with him as to spread that as his mat. He's given the Kamandala. He goes for Bhiksham. He goes for not begging, but he allows the community. When the boy goes and beg in the Janeo Sanskar ceremony, it's not like he doesn't have money. No. He have everything already built out for him. But we honor the tradition where our success is not only our parents' success. Our success is not only our siblings' success, or our grandparents' success. Right? I came to Canada, friends. I did not have a rich father here. My father was poor, and my mother were very poor people living in the villages. I didn't ride off of their success to do what we're doing today. You got to work and build. You got to live on the sanskars that they have built for you. Right? But what happened? In those times, the whole village were responsible for raising a child. The whole village was responsible for raising a child. You were not only your parents' responsibilities. If you have a girl child, and the girl child was a place where they're not supposed to be doing something was not supposed to do, or were in danger, what happened? There was always an uncle or auntie who would look out for them and would go and would throw themselves to rescue. We were raised by a community. We were raised by a village. We were raised by families who were not blood related, and that is a community. In the Upanayan Sanskar, in the Janeo Sanskar, that is why the boy, before he goes off to begin his studies, he has his jodi, his bag, of course, and everybody comes, and they give him a gift to begin his life. Kashi jaye, Mathura jaye, he goes to Kashi and he's going to study. That officially commences the spiritual life of a person under the guidance of a guru. And there's some procedures there where, after Janeo Sanskar, I'll say this, and sometimes we'll raise our eyebrows, friends, but it must be said. I think that Janeo Sanskar is done because it's, you got boys and it's supposed to be done. But it shouldn't be. It is not just something that you have to do because everybody else have done it. It is supposed to literally open your eyes. It is supposed to literally open your eyes, Upanayan. The Janeo Sanskar, the Janeo that the Guruji gives you, that's supposed to stay on your body 24/7, 365 days. That's supposed to stay on your body. And on Raksha Bandhan Day, that is when we change our Janeo. A single person wear the 3-stranded one, a married person wear 2 sets of Janeo. That is when you're head of the family, you wear 3 sets. Long story, but that is when you're supposed to do it. And then parents will ask the question, obviously, Panditji, if the boy is not vegetarian and all kind of stuff, well, that's a whole different discussion, because Janeo Sanskar is supposed to cleanse you of that, right? A lot of us don't speak about these things because people get angry about it, and they don't like Panditjis when we talk, but we have to educate you and be firm about these things, right? We have to be. So it is not a show. Janeo is not a show. It is not like when you do puja, you wear Janeo only. The string or the sutra is energized when before we put on the sutra on the boy, we read Gayatri Mantra, we read Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Namo Bhagavate Rudraya, Namaste Rudramanna Utotai Shave Namaha. We invoke the energies of Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh to come in the sutra, so that when they wear it, it becomes an armor. It becomes an armor. We don't, at least us, we don't wear janeo, buy from the store and just put it on like that. No. Whenever my friend Pandit Rajanji goes to India and I don't go, he go to Kashi, he gets janeo for me, I wear that. Whenever we go there ourselves, we get janeo there, that's what we wear. Or if we don't have that, we go to the mandir, we leave one on Bhagwan Shiva for a certain amount of time, certain rituals are done, then we wear it. The janeo that we distribute at the temple, they're just not bought from the store and given to people, they are energized and then given to people. There's a meaning behind these things, right? There's a meaning behind it. So that's called Upanayan Sanskar. After Upanayana, there's Vedaramba. Vedaramba means the commencement of your studies. And that is the commencement of your study is the sanskar itself, right? Then we have the Samvartana Sanskar. This is the minor one, the convocation or the commencement of the study of the Vedas. Then we have, after that now, you have built your foundation. Remember, this is a layer. These are layers, my friends. You're putting layers here. Before birth, these things were done. After birth, these were done. Then these were done. You're putting the layers, my friends. And after the foundation was built, do I have to go back to simplify this to tell you how you build a house? You got to put rada, batam, and the foundation. I don't have to do that. No. This is the foundation. Sanskar is a foundation process. When it is all built up and strong now, the person, right, the girls or the boy, when they are fully living a sanskari life. So you don't just not take the janeo and after that you go live a life like a any other person. No, you can't be a lungera. You have to be a guided, refined person. Right? You have to be a refined person. So after those rules are followed, what happens? You're ready now. They have prepared you to accept Vivah Sanskar. Vivah Sanskar means the marriage ceremony. The marriage ceremony, or when you get married. And we have talked about this before. I quoted shlokas from the Vedas to tell you from the Hindu view, who gets married. And I will tell you this again. Hindu religion respects and regards every choices that people make. It doesn't mean that we have to embrace it, right? From the Hindu perspective, the Veda says a marriage is between a man and a woman. That is what the Hindu scripture says. The process of Kanya and Var, which means a boy and a girl, in the Hindu wedding ceremony, cannot accommodate two persons in the same gender. I'm just saying it as it is. That's why we can't do a Hindu wedding ceremony for two persons of the same gender getting married, because the ceremony does not accommodate it, right? My personal opinion is everybody must make their choices of life, how they want to live their life, who they want to get married to, and we respect that to the utmost. I have so many friends who have, same gender partners and all that, and we're good friends. We are very close. We live a very nice life. And we have to respect that without crossing those kind of boundaries. But from the Hindu perspective, this is our tradition. And if I'm a Hindu, I'm going to follow this tradition, right? You can't be a puhar Hindu. You can't be a puhar Hindu. If you're a Hindu, you're a Hindu. Right? You can't be a puhar Hindu, you can't be a labhesar Hindu, you can't be a decide, you can't be a Kangalang Hindu, you can't be a decide, Hindu, you can't be a good for nothing Hindu. You have to be a Hindu. A Hindu is a Hindu. Are these words strong enough to tell you how firm we must be about our culture? Hindu is a Hindu. You understand? You go to work, you're a Hindu too. You sit among your friends of other races and other all cultures, you're a Hindu. Yeah, you must never be afraid to take out your bowl with your baigan curry and rice and eat. Or your dal rice and fried karaila. You understand? You must never be afraid of that. Never be afraid of that. We have friends in India, all the tech guys who come to work when it's lunchtime, we sit together. They take out their biryani. I tell you, I tag this thing, me watalele leak. Them take with them food, all the spicy things, and you have to see the way they share their food. Right? They're proud of their culture. And one time he's going to sit beside, they're all vegetarians, thing. They're going to sit beside, I said, Harriet, you want to try it? I said, no, man, not today. Try, no, not today. Try. Okay, all right. That is the worst mistake you can make, you know. Very nice people. Very nice people. Don't be a poor Hindu. Don't be a Labesar Hindu. Don't be a this or that side Hindu. Don't be a fair weather Hindu. Be a Hindu. Be a Hindu. And a lot of my young children these days they're getting married into different religions and so on. If that's your choice and you have made that, that's your choice. But still be a Hindu. Do you understand? Still be a Hindu. Vivah Sanskar is done in order to put some sort of organization to life. Many young people we will talk to these days is like, Panaji, this is 2020. Why we gotta get married? Common law is the way to go.
2020, bro.
Right? We can build a house together. We don't have to get married. We can live together. We can have children together. We can do everything together. We don't have to get married. Why do we have to get married? Well, you're just telling me of the stuff that all the animals can do, and we're just imitating them. Do you understand? The animals, they don't have a wedding ceremony. You understand? Everybody's daddy and mother, and everybody, you don't know whose children. They don't have a home. Everything they do on the road, they live on the road. They go to the washroom on the road. Right? At least the ones that are homeless, not Canada one, by them get gold bed. You understand? But, that's what they do. Animals, the squirrels outside are running. They have, everybody's parents and everybody's children. They have no system of organizing. They have no system of organizing. So what happens? We can't live their life and say that we are higher than them. Do you understand? You can't live the life of a squirrel and say you're a human being. No. Of course you can live together and have children together and buy a house and do all without getting married. Right? You can do all of that without getting married and say you're okay. But then we can't say that we're higher. That is living their life. Now the Hindu tradition have said that, listen, we have organized this for you into something called the Vivah Sanskar. The Vivah Sanskar is the wedding ceremony, is this Sanskar that introduces you to Grihast Ashram, the institution of marriage or the institution of life, where you're now living in an ashram. You are now living in an ashram. An ashram is a sacred place. When you're married, your home becomes an ashram. It becomes a sacred place. So that whatever you do in here with each other, sit with family, eat, it becomes sacred. That is why we get married according to Hindu customs. We get married according to Hindu customs because whatever we do, we want to do it in a sacred way. We want to have children in a sacred way. We want to raise them in a sacred way. We want to sit together and eat in a sacred way, because everything that we do in our home and in the cosmos becomes sacred. It becomes sacred. You walk with your spouse out there, that is a sacred. The Hindu tradition has said that you now become sacred. Your togetherness, your companionship is sacred. Your companionship becomes sacred. So let us not cast a lot of stones or throw a lot of stones on our Hindu wedding system. No, we've got to educate ourselves what it is. And you may accept it, and may not accept it because it's old-fashioned, whatever it is. That's fine. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. If you don't like it, you don't want it. Or you don't want it, you don't like it. It doesn't matter. It's not for everybody. But if you embrace it with grace, then you will become graceful. If you embrace it with dignity, this institution called Vivah Sanskar or Grihastha Ashram with dignity, then you become dignified, my friends. If you live in a heavenly region, then you become divine. And your home is your heavenly atmosphere. Your temple is your heavenly atmosphere. You become divine. That's sanskar in summary. Vivah sanskar, there is avasthadhan sanskar, which is not a popular one, where it's a ceremony where the marrying couples enriches and sacred fire 7 times. That's a process of saptapadi. That's within the Vivah sanskar. And then after that, there is Anteshti sanskar. The last one is called Anteshti sanskar. Anteshti means Anta Eshti. It means the final rites. And I'll take a little bit of time to talk to you about final rites. Because up to today, a lot of Hindus don't believe in that stuff. Right? They don't believe in that thing. Well, it's okay not to believe. I can't force you to believe. Nobody can force you to believe anything. Right? But at least we have to make our case. Anteshti sanskar is, we have invested so much into this body from pre-birth. From pre-birth, Garbhadan sanskar, Simantoya sanskar, Jatakarma sanskar, Namkaran sanskar, Annaprashan sanskar, Chudakarna sanskar, Karnaveda sanskar, Upanayan sanskar, Vedaramba sanskar, all the sanskar we have done. What is going to happen now? You married sanskar, Vivah sanskar. When death happens, death, my friends, is a graceful way, or funeral ceremony, Anteshti sanskar, is a graceful way of returning Bhagwan's gift back to him. It's a graceful, respectful way of returning the Lord's gift back to him. And it is done in a particular way. Anteshti sanskar, or the funeral ceremony. Right? Let me read what I say here. I am proud to be a Hindu. I have my Jandi flag in my front yard. That's good. I'm happy. But that's not the only part of being a Hindu, getting a Jandi flag. That's a good start. Everybody who gets Jandi, put your flag in front of your home, by the way, so that when I'm passing by and I'm hungry, I know who home to stop in to eat some food. Right? Wherever you're living. So, exactly. So what happens? Anteshti sanskar is a very skillful thing to do. Anteshti sanskar, when a person dies, this is a whole discussion by itself. In summary, what happens? Anteshti sanskar. You have to look, just like when a person is born, you look at the nakshatra that they're born on and you give them a name. When a person dies, you have to look at the nakshatra they die on, or the nakshatra they're going to be cremated on. That planet that they die on and cremate on, if they fall in something called a panchak, or the 5 inauspicious planet for death, you have to do panchak shanti puja. Right? Panchak goes for 5 days. Panchak goes for 5 days. If a person dies or is cremated in panchak, this is sanskar. This is grooming. You just don't, put somebody like that and light fire upon them. What kind of story is this? Huh? That's not humanity. We don't do that to animals. We don't do that to animals. Right? So, there's a lot of Hindus who don't believe in last rites ceremony and death ceremony and pindas and this kind of thing, but they do funeral for their dogs and their cats and their parrots and their birds, right? I think funerals you must send away a body, whether it's a dog or a cat or a bird. As long as there's love for that life, you must send it away with grace. But have that kind of belief as well, or at least try to understand that it's equally important to send away that body with grace. Send away that body with grace. Anteshti sanskar. The Panditji look at the planet and they do 6 pindas on the day of cremation. The 5 pindas, Chitta Jala Pavan Gagana Sharira, Ramayana talks about that. The 5 pindas are used to return the body back to the 5 elements. Because we're made up of dirt, water, space, fire, and so on. And we have the whole Universe inside of us. So we have to return the body back to its 5 elements, 5 pinda. And the 6th pinda is offered to the mana. Mana hi devata, mana hi ishwar, man se barana koi. The mind is the soul's oldest companion. That's why they say you make a child, but you don't make their mind. They came with that. 6 pindas are done. And then there's processes that goes on in there, very detailed, carefully done process. It has to be carefully done. Right? And then there is you start counting from the day of the cremation, right? From the day of the cremation, rather from the day after the cremation. So when is 10 day going to be? The cremation happens today. Let's count. Tomorrow is 1 day. The next day is 2 days. The next day is 3 days. Because technically you're supposed to do 1 pinda each day after the cremation, which accumulates to 10 on Dashgatra. So you can't do 1 pinda on the day of the cremation. No. You have to do it after. And anyone tell you, my friends, you just do, me come from foreign and get up on the extraction or whatever. We want to do all 10 day and 13 day funeral all in one. Samhari and run. Because there is not a Hindu tradition. Right? That puharapan, that is the lowest level we can go to destroy this rich culture, dharma that we belong to. Don't do those kind of things. Sanskar is a beautiful thing. Sanskars groom our life. A true child, a person who follows sanskar, they become sanskari. You can see the way they walk, the way they smile, the way they carry themselves so gracefully. They are sanskari people. You understand? So the Antyeshti final sanskar, what happened? Pinda work is done. Then 10 day work is done. 12 day, all 16 pinda is done. And 13 day, the Gita is done. That is the right way to do. 12 day, 16 pindas is done. All right? Dwadashmo Shrad. And Trayodashmo Shrad is the 13th day, is when the Gita ceremony is done for purification. Now people ask the question all the time, what's the difference between 12 day and 13 day? The difference between 12 day and the 13 day is that the 12 day occurs on the 12th day after cremation and the 13th day after cremation. I'm just kidding with you, I'm messing with you. So, a lot of people are confused. Pranaji, is it a certain caste that we have to do on the 12th day, or is it a certain caste we have to do? No. It's not so. On the 12th day, usually, all 16 pindas are done, and nothing more. And on the 13th day, the Gita part is done. Right? Because the morning session happens, the morning ceremony happens up to the 12th day. Pindas are done, you take that to the sea, you wash up, you clean up whatever you eat, bhojan, happy. 13th day, Gita part. Gita part is not mourning and so on. Gita part is a celebration. It is asking Sri Krishna. Why we read Gita? Because Gita was not written by any body on the road. Gita is the word of Sri Krishna. These are the words of Prabhu Narayan himself. And when we chant these words, we are reciting what the Lord has recited. So that is why it becomes so powerful. That is why we don't read Ramayana on 13th day or any other thing on 13th day or give laugh joke and so on. We read Gita because we want to infuse life into the people, just like Sri Krishna infused life into Arjuna. That is what is done on the 13th day. However, people, because of convenience, everything is done sometimes in the 12th day or on the 13th day. And again, that is not a big deal. It is not a showstopper. It's not a showstopper if you do the Pinda and the Gita on the 12th day or the 13th day. It's not a showstopper. What is a showstopper is 2 days after the funeral, you're going to do 10 day, and 3 days after the funeral, you're going to do 13 day, because you got to go back to America and Canada because you got work for do. It makes no sense. That is what you call negligence. That's a showstopper. That's like doing, if you want to do that, don't do anything. Don't do anything. That fear, whether Hindu, I do something because you guys, just don't do anything. If you're going to do funeral today, 10 day tomorrow, and 13 day after the next day. Don't do anything like that. Sanskar is our dignity. It's our pride. And to conclude the 16 sanskars tonight, I want to read a summary for you. To present these things, we have to take a lot of pride and do it carefully because people follow it to the T, some of us. And you don't have to remind it all. You have your family priest. Go to your family priest and talk to your priest about your life, and hopefully they can help and guide you and things like that. And that's why you need to be close to your guru, because your guru is the one who gives you the insight of all these things. Sanskars bind an individual to the community that nurtures the feelings of brotherhood and sisterhood. A person whose actions are connected to the others around them would definitely think twice before committing a bad karma. The lack of sanskaras gives rise to indulging in individual physical pleasures and fanning and celebrating the animal instincts. Yeah, that's what we do. Wedding is important, marriage is important, puja is important. We celebrate the animal instincts in us. Without sanskars, we celebrate the animal instincts in us. The inner demon is aroused, that leads to the degeneration of oneself and the society as a whole. When a person is not aware of his norms of society, he runs his own selfish race against the world, and the greed to pitch themselves over others leads to the destruction of not only his or herself, but to the entire human race. So, sanskaras act as a moral code of conduct for our society. It acts as a moral code of conduct for the society. And so, my friends, we accept our sanskaras, we learn about them, and we make our lives based on how we groom ourselves, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. I hope you now have a little better understanding about sanskaras, and I hope and pray that you are able to practice these sanskaras. This video is saved on Facebook. You can go back on YouTube as well. You can go back for reference and listen to it. You can share it with somebody. You can make note of the date it was written if somebody has a new child or baby or so on. This is how, right, it is done. And the unique thing about this virtual thing and this video process is that with one video, it can educate thousands of people, right? Instead of one person, reaching out to 1,000 persons, literally calling them or whatever it is. It is unique, I find. So I hope that you take advantage of it and continue to educate our younger ones on the value and the importance of sanskaras. I hope and pray that this has been informative to you tonight, and may your life be groomed by your traditions and your dharma. Prem se bolo Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai. I want to hear a Jai from all of you. Prem se bolo Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai. Prem se bolo Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai. Jai ho. So, before we do our final Hanumanji Chalisa, I would like to appeal to all of you that I have this 100-day things coming up. This 100-day satsang coming up. 100 consecutive days is quite an achievement for our community, and I would like to celebrate with all of you. It is Canada Day. It is a holiday in Canada. So on July 1st at 6 p.m. in the big spacious parking lot of Bhavani Shankar Mandir, I would like to see hundreds of cars there. Hundreds of cars. If you don't come, I will call you to come. I'll call you because come on out for an evening drive. A quick hour and a half, 2-hour program where we celebrate our satsang and our accomplishment as a community. Come on out, bring your poster out. If you want to make your poster at home and celebrate as well, take out a picture, a little video, and post it up and says, I'm happy that I was in satsang for 100 consecutive days. Do that. Now, what is going to happen on July 1st? We will be there. And when we be there, we're going to set up a nice little stage. You guys are going to be there. We'll do a nice little program. And then, you know, you stay in your car, of course, because of regulations, whatever. It's all safe. And then I've asked all of you to make a donation to the temple, right? Minimum $100. Minimum. I think that is not a lot that I'm asking for, given that our temple has not raised. We have not done a fundraising. We usually raise a lot of money, you know, with our tournaments and our activities and our part. We usually raise a lot of money because we have big expenses. We have not done anything like that. And the dry months are coming up, you know, July month, dry month. People don't come temple those times. People don't come to Mandir, June and July at all. August, they don't come at all, except Krishna Janmashtami time. So we're doing a little fundraiser where I'm asking people to donate $100. How do you donate this $100 on July 1st? First of all, you need to send me a WhatsApp or a text message. My number is on the screen. If you can't see it, it is 416-454-4986. It's running all the time there. Send me a text or a WhatsApp and say, Parnaji, I would like to donate $100 or how many hundreds you want to donate. However many hundreds you want to donate. Parnaji, I want to donate all this $100 on July 1st. You don't have to transfer the money now. After June 28th, you'll do that. You can even bring it on July 1st. We'll have a barrel there to collect all. That's no problem. Right? So, come on out and let us do some fundraising. This is perhaps this is actually the only fundraising that we're doing. We don't have any other fundraising activities, right? We have other things coming up. We'll tell you tomorrow about Janmashtami and Shravan Somwar and things like that. But I'm asking all of you to come on out with your cars and sit in your car. Let's do a nice little program and let's raise some funds. You will actually be able to donate online as well, bhavanishankarmandir.com. There's a donate button there on every page you go. That button is there. You can click donate online. It goes directly to our bank account. But please do not send it to the donation button until after June 28. There's a little banking reason for that. We have to talk to banks and do some internal business with them to be exempted for certain things. So we want to show that we don't have money. That's essentially what it is. So donate it after June 28. Thank you so much, and don't forget, you have your please text me, and you have our T-shirt. Our T-shirts are here. Shanti Satsangh T-shirt, small, medium, large, extra large. Of course, I will keep the small one for me because yeah. I'm just kidding. I'll never fit into a small one. T-shirts are available. They will be available as of Monday evening at the temple to physically pick up. Monday evening to physically pick up at the temple. Please text me how many T-shirts you need because we're only ordering 120. So those who ordered will be getting it there first, and afterwards we'll send sell everything. It's simple. It's very simple. Our logo, Bhavani Shankar Mandir, Shanti Satsangh, and at the side here, it has 100 nights. It's a keepsake, right? So you get to wear this on Shanti Satsangh Day and wherever you want to wear it, whenever you want to. So that's coming up. And after Shanti Satsangh, I'll tell you about our next activities that we're doing. It's back to work for us when the world is still suppressed and everybody stopped going Mandir. We still have to carry on, my friends. The Pandajis, they are responsible for carrying the temple. We are responsible for carrying the temple, regardless of what goes on in the world. So I have to be very active in the process. God bless all of you, and Bhagwan Shiva's blessings. May you all stay healthy. May you always stay strong. Tomorrow evening we will be live at a temple for Durga Puja and Shanti Satsangh, 7 p.m. sharp. And tomorrow we will roll out Shravan month, what activities are happening, and for the Bhagavad as well coming up, what is happening. So tomorrow night, 7 p.m. the children will now do. Before we do that, I want to thank our sponsor for tonight. Our sponsor for tonight, in memory, of course, of Bapati Devdat. I think she's from Wikanan, also known as Auntie Marie or Marie. I don't know. But Mataji Bapati Devdat, also known as Auntie Marie, from your loving daughters, Shirley, Champa, Rita, your sons, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. They all, of course, joined together today in remembering their beloved mother, grandmother, Nani or Aji. And we, of course, celebrate life with them. Please remember, death is not the end of anything. Death is the beginning of something more beautiful that we have created in this life itself. May Bhagwan Shivji guide her soul, and may she receive, of course, the benefits of all her karmas. Prem se bolo Mapati Mahadev ki jai. Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhar Barno Raghubar Bimal Jasun Jodayak Phaluchari Buddhihin Tanu Janike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bal Buddhi Vidya Deho Mohi Harhu Kalesh Vikar Ram ji se Ram Ram Kahiyo ji Hanuman ji Hai Ram ji se Ram Ram Kahiyo ji Hanuman ji Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar Jai Kapish Dino Lok Ujjar Ram Dut Tulit Padadhama Jani Putra Bhavan Sutana Mahavir Vikram Bajrangi Kumit Nivar Sumati Hesa Kanchan Varan Viraj Sudesha Kanan Kundar Kunchit Kesha Hat Bhadra Aur Dhwaja Viraje Kaandhe Mooj Janeyo Saje Shankar Subhan Kesari Nandan Teja Pratap Mahajagavardhan Vidyavan Guniyati Chatur Ram Kaj Karibe Ko Aatu Prabhu Sharad Sunibe Ko Rasya Ram Lakhan Sita Man Bas Sukshma Roop Dhari Sehi Dikhawa Vikat Roop Dhari Lank Jarava Dheema Roop Dhari Asur Samhare Ramchandra Ke Kaaj Sava Kai Sajeevan Lakhan Ji Aaye Shri Raghuveer Har Shurlal Raghupati Ki Dhi Bahut Baraye Tum Mam Priya Bharat Samhare Sa Badan Tumaro Yash Gaave As Kai Shripati Khand Lagave Sanakadik Brahmadi Munisa Narad Sarad Saita Ahisa Kyam Kuber Digpal Jahage Kabhi Govind Kai Sake Kaha Tum Upakar Suphi Vahingi Bha Ram Vilay Raj Parde Tumaro Mantra Vibhishan Mana Lankeshwar Bhai Sab Jag Jana Yug Sahasra Yojan Parvan Leela Tahi Madhur Parajan Prabhu Madhya Kamini Mukh Mahi Jan Dilagi Ge Achar Chalahi Durgam Kaj Jagat Ke Jete Sugma Loka Tumre Te Ram Dware Tum Rakhwale Hot Naya Gyan Tesa Sab Sukh Rahe Tumhari Sharna Tum Rakshak Ka Ho Gorak Aapne Tej Sambhalo Aape Teenon Lok Haath Pe Ka Bhut Pisach Nikat Nahi Aave Mahavir Jab Naam Suna Naase Rog Hare Sab Pira Jab Nirantar Hanumat Veera Sangat Se Hanuman Churave Man Kraha Vachan Dhyan Jola Sab Par Ram Tapasvi Raja Tinke Kaaj Sakan Tum Saja Aur Manorth Jo Koi Paave Tasu Vid Jeevan Phal Paave Charo Yug Partap Tumhara He Parsiddhi Jagat Ujiyara Sadh Sant Ke Tum Rakhwale Asura Nikandan Ram Dua Ash Siddhi Navnidhi Ke Data Aswan Deen Janki Mata Ram Rasayan Tumre Paasa Sada Raho Raghupati Ke Daasa Tumre Bhajan Ram Ko Bhave Janm Janm Ke Dukh Bisara Ant Kaal Raghuvar Pur Jai Jaha Janm Hari Bhat Kahai Aur Dev Ka Chetan Darhi Hanumati Se Sarv Sukh Karhi Sangat Katay Mide Sotira Jo Sumire Hanumat Balvi Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai Kripa Karo Gurudev Diga Jo Shatvar Paat Kar Koi Jo Nahi मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय में बसहूँ सुरभूप। बोले पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। Let us pray as we offer our pratna for tonight. Think of all those in the world while you do so. Prayer always must be selfless. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Asato ma satgamaya तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। प्रेम से बोलो भवानी शंकर भगवान की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय, जगदम्बिका माता की जय। प्रेम से बोलो सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। सब कोई जय जय सीताराम, जय श्री कृष्ण, राधे राधे, बम भोले। I'm waiting for all of your text. I only got a couple so far. Please text me and tell me you're donating, however much you want to donate. I'll happily respond to you. We just want to keep account of it. Now let's hop online and tell everybody Jai Sitaram, Radhe Radhe, and good night and Jai Shri Krishna, and just make sure you wish everyone well. Let's go see here where we say there we go. Shanti Lakshman, Jai Sitaram, Jai Shri Krishna. Sati Singh, Parvati Bulu, Hemanti Ram Sarup, Roma Bal Gobind Charan, Lini Ram, Dan Ram Dehal, Sean Del Prasad, Shanti Lakshman, Bev Ram Charan, Ani Kumar, Vityabasi Ram, Sati Singh, Geeta Ram Pratap, Oma Bhagwandin, Bibi Dhanraj, Jasmine Sri Kisun, Ravindra Balraju, Jashoda Dhanraj, Yogani Lakshman Singh, Sanyan Basanti Man Bod, Sister Pratibha Sati Patel, Dolly Rewat, Shirley Ratan, thank you, Kavita Sukhbir, Tameshwar Arjun, Shanti Lakshman, Chandravati Sukram, Deepasad, Parvati, Pasi Mahadev, Jai Sitaram, Radhe Radhe everyone, Shanti Mohan, Samantha Balgobind Balraju, Lizzie Sarju, Taralal, thank you, yes, the twins, they had their graduation and they look so cute. Gloria Gear, Lalauti Dharmdia, Auntie Lil, Anit Ibrahim, thank you for your text, I got that, Savi, Sitaram, Prano Budu, Chandra, Kathanan, Gomati Narayan, Indra Rajkumar, thank you. Sister Camila, I like your surprise that you're going to give us July 4, so thank you very much. Indira Prasad, Auntie Leela, Sister Oma, Jai Shri Krishna, Kamala Dwarka, Bauji Minto and Dada from New Jersey, Srinita Sadika Kumar, Sabaram Narayan, Roma Balgobind Charan, Dan Basiram, let's see here, Kamo and Sabita, Sunny and Basanti, Vedi Sankar, Sharda Garai Bisnod, Devika Prasad Nasir, Anita Parshram and all the Parshrams, Isabella Bechan, all the Bechan there, Sitaram to you guys, and Rani Janki, Lilo, Didi Shanti, Kamo Singh, Rukmin Gangaram, Vidyan Ganesh and Gauri, Sunita Subnath and Bhaiji Terry, Sister Leela from Florida. Thank you for the kind words, Sister Leela, Sitawati Singh Jagdeo, Shanti Saw, Lisa Rajkumar, and Karan, my cousin there. Ivy, Narayan, thank you. Indra Chalu, Radhadan Pal, Rich and Sita Ramnathan family, Sati Samwaru, Didi Zuzu from New York, Pamela Kosal, and Natasha from Guyana, Radhe Radhe, Shiva, yes, Shanti Twins graduation. Didi Chandra, Kavita Bipta, Dolly Singh, Rajmati, Harde Indajit, Shanti Mohan, Indi, Bikram Garban, Visho, and all the kids there. We miss you guys. Love and Hardyal, Yadav Singh, Bauchi Minto. Thank you. Yes, the kids, I tell them congratulations on all of your behalf. Devi Hardat. Rise into glory. Oh, Sitaram to you too. Jasmine Sri Kason, Shobha Mathura, Sita Nath, Lily Ram. Rajan Devian family, Kismat Prasad, Kamila and Sister Kamila Baiji Derek, Shanta Singh, Auntie Eileen from New York, Suraj Day Parshram, Rita Kumar, Marani Khan, Mukesh, and Vidya, Jasmati Ramlal, Janice Anand, Marianne Lu, Militsa, Marani Khan, Geeta Rampratap, Camila, let me see all those. Yeah, Dolly Singh, thank you. Yes, tell the kids that. Lizzie Singh. Okay, thank you all very much. Radhe Radhe. Jai Sitaram. I'll see you all tomorrow evening. Have a blessed, blessed one, and join you tomorrow from Bhavani Shankar Mandir. Namaste.